Coming to Credent, I think one of the wonderful things is that entrepreneurial spirit is actually flamed. It's not dampened. And so you're able to exercise those muscles, but you just have all the support to help you do what you do best.
My name is Brian Davis. I'm a transitioning wealth manager set to retire in 18 months, and I have spent 30 years in the industry, and I'm in the Waco, Texas office. When I think about the impact that Credent has had on my clients, it has been exactly the impact that I was hoping for when I joined Credent 7 years ago. My primary driver and reason I wanted to join Credent was to find a team and a process and structure that I had not been able to create on my own. I knew that I had not after 25 years in the business, and I knew what I wanted, and Credent had that, offered that. And so now being with Credent for 7 years, Credent has absolutely delivered on a framework that's in place, a structure that's repeatable, and it's a process that clients know what they're getting, and they know how many times a year they're going to have contacts and interactions and meetings. And so really just that entire service model and service matrix that I had not been able to build on my own, Credent has been able to deliver on. And so I know that my clients, when I transition out of this business in about 18 months, I know that my clients will be well taken care of, better than had I still been on my own and doing things myself. And when I see them around town, when I see them at church, I get to feel very good about the hands that they are left in and who's serving them.
My name is Tom Canepa, and I work out of the Plano office. I have been an advisor for over 20 years. Prior to that, I was a bank examiner at the FDIC and knew that I wanted to get into this role, so I've been at Credent for 8 years now. Wealth manager for many of those years, but played several roles at Credent. I am now currently a partner integration advisor on the partner integration side of the business. Yeah, Credent Wealth has had a huge impact on my clients and our clients as a firm. When we came together with two other firms that ended up forming Credent, we were doing really good work, really solid clients, but we were wearing all the hats. It was very difficult to do what we were doing and still pay good attention to the clients. And when we came together with Credent, the saying goes, 2 heads are better than 1, and 3 are probably better than 2. And Credent has built out a very significant process for ensuring that we take really good care of clients while still growing. And we were able to do that over time. Nobody likes change. Our clients are no different. They were a little leery about adding members to the team. They wanted one person that they could go to. But once they realized that we really needed a team of at least 3, 4, 5 people to adequately serve them, they really liked that. And they appreciated that. They felt like they were getting more done, and we were certainly able to help them open their eyes to what they could do as well with their own lives.
Hi, I'm Chris Lipper. I've been an advisor for almost 31 years, and I'm in the Plano location. I think primarily, I think about our previous firm before we merged in, and we had a high level of service for our clients, but Credent just took that to a whole nother level, really positioning us well for the future. And we had hit a point where we were coming up against some ceilings on how well we could serve our clients, what sort of stability we could have for our employees, and Credent just provided so much more structure, I would say, but in a way that was very personalized and not rigid or corporate. So the service impact on our clients was much more focused. It was defined. There was accountability as team members that we had, that we were going to proactively reach out to our clients every so often. So from a service perspective, we really had more structure there and accountability, which was wonderful. From a planning perspective, just having more resources to provide more expertise. A client had a more complex situation. We weren't having to necessarily go out and find the answers to for those clients. We were able to find them internally. And then probably the biggest impact for our clients was on the investment side, where we brought the institutional style investing to the individual client level. And so they had really a much more professional, risk-managed experience that we were not delivering before. That all was fantastic, but I think more importantly, we just became much more focused on helping clients achieve financial freedom. We were trying to change lives through what we did, not just provide service, planning, and investments, but actually change lives.
Yeah, building up the teams helped our clients because they had multiple places that they go to for specific needs. I mean, if they needed cash, that's very different than having a death in the family or needing to update their wills or something like that. So they had multiple places that they could go to. The other big thing that a lot of people don't think of often is we had the time to get to them in a very quick manner to get those things done, and things were not falling through the cracks. On the investment side of things, that was probably the key for two other gentlemen that I'm partners with out of the Plano office. We were really looking forward to the system that Credent had that was internal instead of shopping it out. That was one of the hats that we were all three co-wearing. We were good at what we did. We certainly knew what we were doing, but it's hard to wear all those hats well. And so when we turned that over as a temp service to Credent, once we did that, we got to see what they were doing internally, and it was far better, and they had the time to do it well. And clients just became much more confident in what we were doing and taking care of their portfolios.
When I think about what makes Credent different or unique or special, it is the people, and it is the culture that we have, that we work really hard to maintain and improve even. And even within that culture element, it's not just that we work hard, that we have integrity, that we value truth, but many of us do it within our faith background as well. And so we have a common shared faith that many of us are able to bond around, to inspire each other around, to hold each other accountable to. And I know that at least I and several other advisors have a number of clients that really value that. They see that in our ethos and who we are and how we hold ourselves out. And that just it gives us something that a lot of the industry actively shies away from or certainly won't speak to. And so I think that's the differentiator that benefits our team and also our clients.
So when I think about the impact that Credent has had on my family, you don't feel like you're alone. You feel like you're part of a team. You can go on vacation. You can be sick, and you know there's someone backstopping you. Our compliance team, they make sure that we're doing everything we're supposed to from a regulatory standpoint. Our planning support, our investment team, they provide really that foundational service that allows you to focus specifically on your clients and what you do best. And when you're in your sweet spot and you're having fun at work, that makes things a whole lot better at home. So I've been blessed to be in a career where I can make a good living and I can have a tremendous sense of purpose. And having that, for me personally, has been a huge blessing to my family.
When I think about the impact that Credent has had on me personally and on my family, it would be very difficult to overstate the impact. There's several ways I think about it. One is just thinking about the team that I'm around and the people I've met as a part of Credent. They have all made a positive impact on my life. There's people that I've gotten to know that I've enjoyed, people that I respect, people that have helped me further my career and just the job that I'm able to do for clients. But then there's the professional aspect where money was the last thing that I talked about when I joined Credent. The numbers had to make sense, but it wasn't the driver. But at the same time, the monetary aspect of joining Credent versus what I was doing on my own has been substantially different. My wealth has been enhanced multiple times beyond what it would have been had I stayed independent and just stayed a small solo office. And as an example of that, just this past year, my wife and I, as a result of a liquidity event with Credent, were able to establish a donor advised fund and put significant money aside for charitable giving that simply would not have happened apart from a Credent experience. And so Credent's impact on my family has been substantial from both the personal and the professional and the monetary side.
Yeah, the impact that Credent has had on my family, I talked earlier about all the systems and processes that Credent put in place. And when we started on this journey about 8 years ago, we were told it's going to be tough, long days, but it would be well worth it. and it has been. So you can't really talk about one of these things without talking about the financial benefit. So Credent has grown really fast, not just in AUM, but valuations, all of those things. And anybody that's been here has been able to be a part of that journey, that venture.
Advice that I would give to younger advisors is there is no reason why you wouldn't want to at least check into Credent, check out Credent. What would a partnership with Credent look like? If you're a younger advisor and you're going to stay, working, producing, staying in the industry, you have to be prepared to work hard. We do work hard at Credent. There's many rewards that come from that. Clients are well served from that, but it requires hard work. So an advisor looking at joining Credent has to be prepared to work hard. But then again, the trade-off is their clients are very well taken care of, well serviced. They will also do very well for themselves monetarily. But why would you not want to check out somebody with a track record like Credent has, whether it's the investment side, whether it's the service side, client retention side, planning? We do it very, very well. So if someone is looking at trying to figure out their next steps, I think they at least owe it to themselves to take a look at Credent and see if that would be a good fit. When I think about advisors who are just looking to have a succession plan and probably transition out in a short amount of time, I've heard story after story of advisors that have joined Credent and done just that, some in a matter of a couple of months, some in a matter of a year. My transition plan, by the time I'm done, will have been about 8 years, and so that's on longer end, and I've seen how that has gone. But just to hear advisors who are joining us who they might have been 70 years old and not had a plan in place at all, that's quite a risk for them, for their family, and for their clients. And so once again, I don't know why somebody at that stage of life wouldn't want to look at Credent as a succession partner.
So some wisdom I would give to advisors, this is a wonderful business where you can be entrepreneurial, you can be independent, but there's real strength in numbers and having a group of partners that you trust. And coming to Credent, I think one of the wonderful things is that entrepreneurial spirit is actually flamed. It's not dampened. And so you're able to exercise those muscles, but you just have all the support to help you do what you do best. And my advice would be to explore what it looks like to be on a team, but yet be able to shine how you do individually.
If I had advice to give to a younger advisor or someone that maybe was older that was looking for a succession plan, I think the first thing I would say is has nothing to do with money, but stay true to yourself, what you believe is right. All these other things will work out, and as opportunities come along, don't be hesitant to listen to anyone. I can't tell you how many times I've talked with advisors that says no one is doing it like you guys are doing it. And they talk to a lot of different shops, whether they're already at a BD and then it's internal in succession or something like that. They all seem to start out with the deal structure as opposed to the culture and the clients, and that's very important to these advisors that we're talking to. Credent as a firm, on the partner integration side, we want to be known as an informational, educational source, and advisors really appreciate that. So I'm speaking directly to them now, is take your time, stay true to your core beliefs, and everything else will fall into place.